Hey guys, it's JM here at Disciple Dojo, and we're going to do a different video this time. I've got a different setup here so you can see. The folks at Tyndale just sent me a new Life Application Study Bible, 3rd edition, in the New Living Translation. Now, my previous Bible review video, we looked at the Life Application Study Bible, and I was mainly going from this 1st edition that I have. This is actually my old first study Bible I ever owned, and you can see it's pretty beat up. It's been through the ringer. It's about almost 30 years of use. And this is actually the new Revised Standard Version. Well, they've sent me the New Living Translation version of Life Application, and so I wanted to do a quick unboxing. I guess that's what the kids are calling it these days. But if you haven't seen the other fuller review of the Life Application Study Bible, and where we talk about the study notes and just why it's the Bible I recommend probably more than any other study Bible, go ahead and click on the subscribe, as little Grogu here is telling you to. Subscribe to the Disciple Dojo channel and check out the Bible Nerd Stuff playlist, and you can see our review of the Life Application Study Bible in full detail. But I just wanted to do this as a comparison. This is the old leather, not even leather, but faux leather cover that I had. And we are going to take a look at the new version. This one is black and onyx leather-like. So it's not leather, it's leather-like. So here we go. You've got the nice silver Life Application Study Bible logo, NLT, Tyndale. Again, thanks to Tyndale for sending this to me to take a look at. Let's see, we've got family tree stuff here, special memories. So this is intended to be a gift Bible, a family Bible. And right off the bat, you can see that this is green. Whereas the original one, let me open up the old one. This is the original Life App. And you can see where I've highlighted. I didn't use bookmarks for some reason in high school. I would just highlight the side of the page, and that was how I knew what I had read. Let's go open up to the timeline. Here you go. This will give you a good idea. This is the original Life Application Study Bible timeline. And here is the updated 3rd edition. So you can already tell it's a little longer. It also tells you the features at the top and what's going on throughout. And it pops a little bit more with the color. And then we get to Genesis. And so there is a book introduction to Genesis. So here it is in the 3rd edition, the new version. I'll show it in my 1st edition. In RSV, here you can see black and white, green and white, I guess. An outline. The content is the same, it's just gotten kind of a facelift. The map is a little bigger, but it still has everything, beginnings, these headings at the top, and these headings at the top right here. And then when it comes to the character bios, here's what they look like in the original Life Application. Here's what they look like in the updated. So sorry for the page turning. I have the mic real close here with this setup. I guess for those of you ASMR, is that what it's called? What are those weird videos where people like hearing things talk like, all that kind of weird stuff? That's kind of what this sounds like. But anyway, I do want to turn these pages so you can see. And again, if you're looking for a study Bible, I like the Life Application Study Bible a lot. And the reason why I like it a lot is because are the study notes out there the most academically rigorous or historically focused study notes? No. Do they do a good job of telling you what the text says and pulling things from the text and how you can apply them in life beyond just regular reading for the sake of understanding the Bible history? Yeah. That's what it's for. That's why it's called Life Application. They do a really good job of telling you, hey, not only this is what this text means, but here's how you can apply it, or here's something to think about, or here is how different Christians have looked at this particular passage. They still, do they get everything right? No. Are all of the study notes perfect? No. Check out the video where we look at in more detail the Life Application Study Bible. in here at the Disciple Dojo playlist. But in general, this is still the study Bible that I recommend to people more than any other, especially people who are new Christians, who are new to the faith, who want to know, okay, I've never read the Bible. Tell me about the book of Matthew. What is it? What are the Gospels? What am I going to read? Let me just turn here. It does a good job. Oh, this is a red letter edition. That's another difference. So the one that I had, first edition, check this out. We'll flip back to the New Testament, and you can see, let's do the same passage for comparison's sake. Matthew 4, and yeah, Matthew 4. So here we go. You can see that this is all black letter, and here in the new one, NLT, it's a red letter. What this is, for those of you that don't know, red letters are where the Bible editors say, these are the words we think are direct quotes of Jesus. But this is a really nice Bible. This is a good, I like having it in the New Living Translation. That's actually the Bible that I read from for my daily reading, like just kind of taking it in, reading, not for rigorous study, but for just reading the text as a whole. I enjoy the New Living Translation. I think it's really good. Does it get every verse right? No, there's no English translation that perfectly or most faithfully translates the Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic. Every translation is an interpretation. The NLT is just not a bad one. So if you want something that's readable, this is, anybody on a middle school reading level could easily read the New Living Translation. It's as good as any of them out there in terms of the scholarship that helped put it together. Now let's look at what is in the back here after Revelation. So pretty standard, they have this table of weights and measurements. These are all ancient weight terms that you may want to calculate. Math nerds, rejoice. You can calculate away. Then here, this section, there is a Christian worker's resource. So there's how to become a Christian. That's this page. I guess overview. If you've, this is literally a great Bible for someone who has never done any deep dive into the Christian faith. If you wanted to give a Bible to someone who wanted to understand it, but didn't even know if they were a Christian yet or if they wanted to be, this would not be a bad choice. But then if you're also someone who does ministry, there's a section here, how to follow up with a new believer. So this is for those who are wanting to disciple other people in the faith. We learn so that we can pass on. We get poured into so we can pour into others. So here's a little essay on how to lead someone, I guess, in their opening or beginning steps in the Christian life. Here's a section called Mining the Treasures of the Life Application Study Bible. It looks like this takes themes: belief, Bible, forgiveness, God, gospel, suffering, temptation, and asks questions. So let's look at this. Suffering. Why do bad things happen to good people? See the notes on Job 1:1 through 2:13, 2:10, Acts 12:2:11, Romans 8:28. How does God help me deal with the problems in my life? See the notes on Exodus 5:22-23, Job 5:17-26, Psalm 106, 40 through 42, Philippians, 1 Thessalonians, Hebrews. So this just looks like these are like little individual Bible studies that you could do based on these themes. Oh, here's one. So you've been asked to speak. I'll just read it. Chances are good that at some point you'll find yourself faced with the task of leading a Bible study, giving a devotional, offering a short talk, or teaching a Sunday school class. Perhaps you'll be given the responsibility of leading a small group Bible study, and you may not know where to begin. Life Application Study Bible is an inexhaustible resource of information. That might be a little bit of an oversell, but it is a good resource of information. If you follow some of the steps and the hints below, you'll be able to put together a talk that's both informative and challenging to any audience at any time. All right, so here are the ways to use the Life Application Study Bible as a research tool. Using the Master Index, focusing on a book of the Bible, focusing on a particular passage, using the cross-references. What kind of cross-references do they have? Let's see. Oh, yep, they're the center column. That's the same as they are in the first edition. Getting a wider perspective, using harmony of the books of Kings and Chronicles. Interesting. Sampling the maps. Okay, and then how to sample a lesson in 6 easy steps. You've been given the assignment to speak to a group about the importance of prayer in a Christian's life. Step 1, pray, obviously. Step 2, anticipate questions. Step 3, prepare an outline. Step 4, go to the Master Index. I guess that's that's the index. Well, is that it? No, this is the master index at the back. So you would go look up prayer in this master index. Let's see what we find. Prayer. Oh, there's a whole section of them. So, prepare an outline, go to the master index, read the Bible passages, notes, and other helpful materials, and then put it all together. So it's basically walking you through how to use the index. This is pretty helpful. You know, a lot of this stuff, those of us that have been in ministry for a long time, especially if we've been to seminary, we take a lot of this for granted, and we don't remember what it's like when you're a brand new believer. I remember the first Bible study I led. I used this Bible. This was the Bible that I used for my first Bible study, and it was on Romans chapter 1. And I remember, this was in college, and I was leading a small group, a cell group as we called them, for the first time through the book of Romans. My first lesson, I remember I was bored with it, like me, and I was teaching it. So I can't imagine what the poor people that were sitting in that small group must have been going through, but it was awful. I just basically read a Romans commentary and tried to cram every single concept of every verse into my notes, and then we read through Romans together, and I was just regurgitating all of the things that I had read, and I think I've blotted it out because it was so bad. I mean, I remember it happening, and I remember where it was, but man, it was rough. Something like this might have actually been helpful at the time in me preparing to lead a small group. Here's a section on application. So obviously the namesake, the Life Applications Bible, but this looks at, let's see, what's the Life Application Pyramid? Here you will read of a Bible study system called the Pyramid. Using the 9 sets of questions in the pyramid. Why a pyramid? You will be able to study the Bible and then apply its principles more practically and thoroughly to your personal life situations. So here's the pyramid. I don't know why it's a pyramid necessarily. Yeah, I guess you should, I would need to sit and read through this. Obviously, that's not going to make for a good video, but this will, I guess, walk you through how to apply scripture. So anyway, you can check that. At the end, there's a reading plan. I don't think, once again, in the first edition, I don't think there was a reading plan in the back of this one. No, in the back of the original first edition, there were just the index to the notes. So that was the master index, that's what they're calling it, and that was it. Index to the personality profiles, and yeah, that's it, into the Bible. So this one, the updated edition, has a lot more resources, such as these reading plans, abbreviations, then there's the index here, and then after the index in this one, there's the index maps, personality profiles, and then this has the NLT dictionary and concordance. Now this does not. This was the New Revised Standard edition, and it does not have a concordance at the back. It just has the subject index that tells you a guide to the life application subject notes. This one is actually a concordance to the New Living Translation text, and it also has some definitions throughout, dictionary/concordance, thus the title. It's not exhaustive, obviously, because it would be as thick as the whole Bible itself if it were, but it'll give you some of these prominent places where keywords are found. Let's see, is there anything after that? After the concordance? Nope, then we come to the maps. Again, so there were not any maps. Yeah, there were not any maps in this old first edition, at least not any big color ones at the back. Here in the third edition, there are color maps in the back. Let's see if they get Exodus right. I bet they don't. They never do. Well, they do note the other possible Mount Sinai location, but they don't note the crossing theory of Aqaba. Check the Bible review videos here on Disciple Dojo channel if you want to know more about this, but I think the Exodus happened right there at Nueva Beach. Can't be proven, doesn't change anything drastically, but I think it makes more sense of more of the Bible. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, because it is a minority opinion. That's it. That's the end of the life application. Oh, Israel in the Middle East today. So it has a modern thing, and it shows you this is how big Israel is today. Notice that they actually did not include the West Bank or Gaza when they're talking about the size of Israel. That is a not insignificant thing to do. Well, that might ruffle some evangelical feathers, but good for them. So yeah, this is Life Application Study Bible, 3rd edition, compared to the Life Application Study Bible, 1st edition. A little bit thicker, nicer binding, but this one's had decades more use. Yeah, Tyndale, I really appreciate you guys letting me check this out. It will go to use, and anybody out there looking for a good study Bible, this is still my #1 recommendation overall for the general audience, general Bible readers. Life app, you can't go wrong with it. So that's it. Tell me what you think of this review in the comments below. If you like the NLT, or if you don't like the NLT, if you like Life Application, if you don't like, these are all just opinions, but they're my honest opinions. So thanks for checking it out. Definitely go ahead, listen to Grogu here, subscribe, please. We could really use it, and let's continue to grow this channel. All right, bye guys.